In this video, I'm going to teach you how to tie the foam spider. This is one of the simplest patterns there is. It's a very good beginner's pattern. It's very simple to tie, very few materials, techniques are very simple. However, it's a very effective fly for fishing for bluegill, sunfish, perch, whatever you want to call them. Basically consists of three components. You need some foam, and I've already pre-cut this foam. You can see it's a small piece. I've cut it maybe 3/8 of an inch wide. You can make it however wide you want to make it for the size fly you're tying. You'll need some type of a chenille or Estaz or some other type of material. Here I'm using a pearl chenille, and that'll be the main body, black tying thread, and some rubber legs. And those are the basic materials that go into this. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm starting with a size 12 dry fly hook. First thing I always do when I'm tying is I use the vise to go ahead and crimp the barb down. I'm not sure if I do this more for the fish or more for me. If you've ever stuck yourself with a hook, it makes it a lot easier to come out. And I have stuck myself with hooks many, many times. Start your thread on the hook as usual. And I take it a little further down than I normally would because I'm going to tie in a little piece at the back. Trim your thread. Now, on the foam, what you want to do here is you're going to take and make a little end on it. So you can see I'm cutting just a little tag end on it. And what that's going to let me do, that's going to let me tie that in. You want to kind of start with it on the side and then roll it up onto the top of the hook. We're going to tie that little tag end real tight. So once we have that tied in, when we know it's not going to move, that's got the foam in. Next, we're going to add a little bit of this pearl chenille. And how much you need depends on just how thick you want to make the body. But I'm going to tie, a fair amount in. So we're going to start out with just a little piece of the pearl chenille. And then we're going to bring the thread forward. At this point, we're going to begin wrapping the pearl chenille. And you can use any number of kinds of chenille for this fly. It doesn't have to be what I'm showing. You can be very creative. You can use whatever colors you want. That's the beauty of fly tying. You can let your creativity come out. Once you've got it towards the front of the hook, but not all the way to the front, you want to leave yourself a little bit of room up at the head. Trim the excess off and tie it down good. At that point, you just basically want to bring the foam back up and over, and we're going to strap it down. What you want to do is initially kind of a little bit of a loose, get things lined up, and then start to tighten down. And you want it kind of tight here. You're going to compress the foam, and once you kind of get it in place, you can see there I've kind of got it in place. This isn't a real big fly, but you can see kind of what it's starting to look like. We're going to apply the rubber legs. When I apply my rubber legs, using the rotary vise, I'll tip it up on its side. I take, and using the weight of the bobbin, I bring it up, get the length about where I want it. And when you're tying with foam, one of the nice things about it is you can pull it down into the foam and it splays the leg real nice. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that leg up. You can make any final adjustments now before you tighten down completely on it. I want that back up just a little higher and cinch it down. Now we go to the other side and do the very same thing. Bring it up under. Cinch it down. Make a couple of wraps. Make it tight. At this point you can go ahead and trim the front off. I just leave it fairly flat. If you want to get a little fancy, you can kind of trim the edges, round it off a little bit. Don't get too carried away with this. The brim don't really seem to care. That's more for you. At this point, you want to apply yourself a whip finish. You can use a tool. In this case, I'm just doing it with my hand. Standard whip finish. And once that's done, cinch it down tight. And trim. Trim the legs up to matching length. And you've got yourself a foam spider.